Hello and welcome back to another video. This is the fifth week in a row that I've raced in the Snow CC Racing League, and this is the best result I've ever had in a C race on Zwift Power. So I'm just going to cut to the chase. I actually came first according to Zwift Power. I was fourth for a long time, and then the three people ahead of me all got kicked out. So I've never seen that before. I've never seen the whole, podium get kicked off the Zwift Power rankings, which I think is mad. So yeah, fourth to first, sick. This race is super flat. It's 25 kilometers and I think only 140 meters in total. So I knew it was going to be a quick one. As you can see from the start here, it's pretty punchy. Staying with this front group, holding a really good speed. Not putting up too much effort at this point. I was feeling pretty good. I must say that I was definitely feeling some fatigue in the legs for this race. Obviously racing ZRL on a Tuesday and then this Snow CC Racing League on a Wednesday is a little bit tough on the body. So obviously the course is pretty flat. More importantly, there is points on 4 occasions for the first across the line, so some foul points, and I managed to pick up 3 out of the 4 first place finishes first across the line. So again, loads of points in this racing league for me in this event. That might put me up to second. I think I was sat third in the league behind a guy called Mark Rigby, who is also in this race, who I managed to beat for the second week in a row. Go me, no offence Mark if you're watching this. Just a friendly rivalry. But yeah, the first sprint is coming up here in just a second, and I'll slow it down. So at this point I'm trying to make sure I stay on the front, because obviously I'm not too worried about fastest through segment. I need to make sure I'm the first across the line. That is the goal. So yeah, we dropped 950 watts just about. At this point I kind of realised that I'm going to be okay. I'm in the top 10, so I'm definitely going to get some points. And then yeah, I think I managed second, or maybe, I don't know, I'm not too sure on that one. That might have been a first place on Zwift Power. But yeah, not a bad opening effort to sort of get the legs going again, and plenty of time to recover for the next one, which is the Zwift, I think it's called the Aqueduct or something. It's called a KOM, but there's barely any climbing in it, so it's basically just a sprint segment. In between the sprint segments and the KOMs, the peloton was pretty happy just to sit at a kind of steady pace. I mean, what am I doing here? I'm bouncing between 2.3 and 3 watts per kilo. I'm basically all in zone 3. So yeah, lots of recovery in here. My heart rate's steady at 165, which is good. And I just push over the kickers because I want to make sure that I'm staying at the front of this group to get as good a chance as I can to pick up the first across the line points as the Aqueduct comes up here. So the guy goes early. Obviously that doesn't matter in fastest through segment, but today I'm focusing on first across the line, so I have to chase him. And I think he burnt his matches a bit early there, because he went 100 meters before the start of the com. And yeah, I mean, I didn't put down too much power, to be honest, through this one. 600 watts up that little hill. Mark Rigby, I think, he's chasing me. He's basically like my benchmark. He is winning the Snow CC Racing League at the minute. So I see that he's in second, and I basically just coast across the line to pick up the dub. And then I know it's not very long recovery before the next sprint. So I basically get back on the power and make sure I stay in this front group. I don't want to be off the back if there's a split. So as I trundle down the hill, I actually get a bit worried for a second that I'm going to get dropped off this front group, which would obviously not give me a good chance of picking up many points in the next sprint. But yeah, the group does manage to come back together, I think, just before the sprint starts. I don't know how many people in this are actually bothered about the sprints. Obviously, if you're not in the league, you probably don't care about the points, but yeah, no one seems to be going for it on this one, so it's a bit of a longer sprint, 350 meters I think. So I time it quite well. I basically just ramp up my power nice and slowly. Only just getting up to 500 watts now, halfway through the sprint, and then yeah, I can see that Mark's given up, but I see some other guys' elbows flapping, so I thought I'd give it some beans. And yeah, again, I managed to pick up first place across the line that time. And in between this one, I think this is the last one actually. This is the last one you get points for, and it's basically just another sort of 10 kilometres or something of coasting until the sprint finish, which we'll jump to now. I totally forgot about this. Some guy launches an attack out of nowhere, a couple of kilometres away from the line, and I basically just hold on to the wheels and follow it. I mean, nothing comes from it in the end, but it was kind of interesting that the guy, tried to hold 4 watts per kilo for about a minute. I didn't really see the point in it, to be honest. It kind of drew the group out for a couple minutes, not even that, maybe a minute maximum. You can see some guys are trying to push the pace on Mark Rigby again in this front group, my nemesis. But yeah, managed to bridge across into this front group. I mean, the guy's using his aero drop as well, so he wanted this to work, but on the flats with big peloton, it's never going to happen. So we'll skip to the finish line now. I didn't really know where the finish was in this one, so I kind of didn't play it the best. On the outside of the peloton here, I'm starting to rev it up. I see the guys ahead of me's elbows are going, and yeah, I get out the saddle the first time, put some power down, and then I sit back down to change gear and then go again because I ran out of gears. Not a massive sprint, 900 watts peak I think, across the line in 4th place. So yeah, good, decent little result. Obviously on Swift Power they had me as number 1. I'll put a screenshot on the screen now. But yeah, I think after ZRL, with pretty tired legs, I'll take that. All the points help for the Racing League. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for weekly cycling videos.